Rucker, the tying run at first, 1 out, bottom of the ninth. Wright State 8, Tennessee 5. Ball hit high in the air into right field. Going back is Sayre, and Tennessee can say hello, win column. A grand slam in the bottom of the ninth. You can't draw it up any better.
My name is the Indy Kid. This is the Talkin VAWLS Network. It's baseball time. 43 days away. Tennessee starts the season. Man, that video still doesn't get any better than that moment last year. If there's one moment that stood out in Tennessee sports last year, it's that Drew Gilbert grand slam against Wright State. Hopefully Drew Gilbert can make some more magic this year. It's almost that time. 43 days. Can't wait for that. Going to talk about perfect game. They released their preseason rankings. Tennessee is ranked 21st in the perfect game preseason poll. Before I get into that, though, of course, you know the drill. Smash that like button. Subscribe. Lots of content the last 2 days. Yesterday, I'll say it. I said it on Rick Barnes' video. I'll say it again. Nobody, and I mean nobody, is as detailed, putting out more, putting in more when it comes to Tennessee and the transfer portal than Boogie Bentley. Not saying it because it's our channel. I'm saying it's because it's the truth. All the latest, who's coming, who's going, who's potentially interested. If you want anything and everything with the portal, Talkin VAWLS Network, Boogie Bentley, that's your place. Any of you basketball guys, if you haven't checked it out yet, dropped a video earlier. Rick Barnes talked about just Tennessee's offense, where it's going, what's the deal, and going from there. But let's talk some baseball. Been waiting for this for a while. Perfect game. Tennessee, 21st in the nation coming into the season. Some questions, some knowns with this team. Can this team replicate what they did last year? Can they get back to Omaha? Can they have anything approaching the type of season they did last year? It's going to be a hard act to follow, but I'm going to try to hit as much as I can in this next 7 minutes to detail why I think they can and where I think they could struggle at. But why I think they can, let's go first and foremost. Preseason All-American pitcher Blade Tidwell. Sunday guy last year. You got to think he's anchoring that Friday rotation this year. They're going to miss Chad Dallas. Will Heflin gave him a lot of quality starts last year. His thing, it seemed like he got to around that fourth inning, and I don't know if he gassed or what, but the guy gave them quality time in, time out. Did it in the SEC tournament. Didn't get that chance in Omaha. He did it in the NCAA tournament as well. Chad Dallas was solid last year. Wasn't without flaws. Gave up a lot of home runs, seemed like. And I think Blade Tidwell's got to be chomping at the bit. Last outing against Texas, he was pulled early in the game. From what I gather, this is probably going to be his last year. I think he's listed as a sophomore, but there's something with age in that regard. So this may be the last year we see Blade Tidwell. My bet's on him anchoring that rotation. Why it's not a given, there's some talent in this rotation. There's some talent that Tony Vitello has brought in. Georgia Southern transfer, Chase Dolander. Missouri transfer, Seth Halverson. He was drafted in, I think it was the 19th round. Turned that contract down to come to Tennessee. Dolander, a sophomore last year at Georgia Southern. Tennessee faced him earlier in the year. Did some good things. Ryan Shumpert, Rocky Top Insider, had an article back in October. Talked about the mid-fall, what Tennessee was doing then, and he singled out Dolander, and he said Camden Sewell has been impressive too. Camden Sewell got a start in the SEC tournament. We laughed at it when Vitello said, well, he's earned the right to start. He hadn't started. I don't think he had started all year, so we kind of laughed about that. thinking they're just really not going in trying to win that tournament. He pitched lights out. Where does he factor in, Camden Sewell? If he doesn't factor into the rotation, I could see him fitting into that Sean Hundley role. You're going to have Redmond Walsh. You're going to have Kirby Cannell back there proven. There's really no other bullpen guys proven back there. Could a guy like Camden Sewell fit in? Chase Burns, top 100 prospect out of Tennessee. 6'4" right-hander, throws heat, good breaking ball. Shumpert talked about he hasn't been impressive. Does Chase Burns break into that rotation? If he doesn't, he's going to play some kind of a role. Could he play that Sean Hundley role? One thing with Sean Hundley, he relied on location. Didn't have really a lot of different stuff, but if his location was on, he was hard to hit. When he was off, he struggled. Could Burns be a guy, if he doesn't get in rotation, that could play that Sean Hundley role where he's coming in to put the fire out, and you know it when he comes in? He could be like maybe like a Tanner Witt at Texas, a guy who comes in, he's going to probably get the job done more than likely. I am excited about this pitching staff. That is why I could see this team doing the same thing they did last year. Look at their lineup and try to cover as much as I can in this next 3.5 minutes. Drew Gilbert's back. Jordan Beck's back. Luke Lipsius is back. Evan Russell's back, but with a different look. Evan Russell, it appears, is going to be Tennessee's catcher this year. Some mixed reactions, kind of mixed reviews on that in fall, but the guy's been playing outfield for a few years. Tennessee had brought in a catcher from West Virginia who was supposed to take over there. Matt McCormick, West Virginia catcher, decided to hang up the cleats. Connor Pavoloni off to the Baltimore Orioles. Jackson Greer graduated, Central Senior last year. So Evan Russell, Charlie Taylor, I know he played, pretty sure he played out in California in the summer, had some decent numbers as well. So the one thing, and Ryan Miller is a freshman coming in again, and says Vitello threw these guys into the fire in the fall. He ran, and he ran on them. Said they haven't been great. Tennessee stole a ton of bases on these guys, but said Russell improved as he went along. He was balled in, has good chemistry with those pitchers. Doesn't allow the pass balls. That's a big one. Where do they go? That's going to be big for them. Because when Pavoloni got hurt last year, that hurt Tennessee. He never was fully back to the best he was. Hopefully he's getting healed and lighten it up when baseball resumes in the minors this year. The outfield should be one of Tennessee's strengths coming in. It's why I'm excited. Beck, Gilbert, Kyle Booker, Christian Scott, those guys have played. That outfield's going to be good. I've seen where Beck's been getting reps in center, at third base, and first base. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go along. I know Shumpert mentioned there what kind of a leash do they have on Luke Lipsius against left-handers. He was 5 of 50 last year. Could you see Beck move to first base in games against lefties? Interesting thing to cover. And then last thing, just go try to get in real quick before this is over. Tennessee's got to replace Max Ferguson, Liam Spence, and Jake Rucker. Not going to be easy to replace. 6 guys basically in the running in these spots right now. We'll see who comes out on that. The 6 guys who are in that, lost my spot here, what I was looking at. I know you've got at second base, you've got Christian Moore, 5-star prospect coming in. You have Seth Stevenson, junior college transfer, speed demon, says the fastest guy they have had since Jay Charleston. Any of you guys who watched, been a few years, saw him play in Tennessee, come down to ETSU. At third base, they've been trying Joriel Ortega and Trey Lipscomb. Shortstop, Cortland Lawson, Logan Steenstra. And then, of course, like I said, Seth Stevenson, junior college transfer, Christian Moore, second base. Some positive reviews for these guys. Can they replicate what the other 3 guys that were there before? Can't expect that. But if they can be decent, provide decent defense, some pop, some moments along the way. I still like what this team brings. Need a couple arms to step up in that bullpen, but I'm confident. Does Mark McLaughlin, is he your midweek starter again, or do they make somebody else that midweek starter? Possibly. Weekend rotation, my expectation, I may be wrong on it, would be Tidwell and either Burns, Dolander, or Halverson. Not sure which of those will go. Maybe one of those guys starts the midweek game. Wouldn't also be surprised to see if it's not just Mark McLaughlin, and then you can rotate the odd man out in to that bullpen and Camden Sewell as well. So I'm excited about it. You know, there are some questions, but there's a lot of potential here. A lot of potential. But thank you guys for tuning in. You guys take care. My name's Indy Kid. This is the Talkin' VAWLS Network. Go Big Orange.